Hey there, Libra. How are you this morning? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekly tarot reading. This one is going to be for July 7th through the 10th. That should be Monday through Thursday. I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings to get you through the weekend. That's pretty much the deal here. Let's see. We're just going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants to talk about. Let's see what we got. Okay. This one's for my Libras, Libras, Libras. Okay, then. What do we got today? We are starting with the Page of Swords. All right. To the Four of Wands. And then the Moon. That's your backstory or your recent past. Currently, I have you with the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and Justice. In the near future, we're looking at the Three of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck for this reading is the Seven of Swords. So with the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I would say the undercurrent to this reading has something to do with trust, okay? Quite possibly a lack of trust. This reading is very similar to what you just pulled in the daily energy check-ins, I think, for today. But at any rate, Seven of Swords. So yeah, it's about, you have some sort of an issue here when it comes to trust. Whether it is that you want to be more trusted or that you are having a hard time trusting somebody or a situation. There's just an issue here with trust is what the undercurrent is. At the center of your read is the Nine of Wands. So from almost every direction it plays into the equation, the Nine of Wands being the wounded warrior. So that tells me between the two cards that you've obviously been through something rather arduous here as of late, and you are trying to find your footing again, right? That's what I see so far. But we'll see how these two play in when we get this going. We're going to start with your recent past or your backstory. I have Page of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Moon. All right. The Moon is speaking of things done in the dark coming to the light. It's speaking of something that you're not seeing clearly. So you think you have a take on a situation, but in reality, you're not seeing everything the way it really is, or you're not seeing everything in general. Okay, there's things that are being kept from you for some reason. This is what happened in your recent past. So apparently there was some sort of deception going on, right? Four of Wands, this was with somebody who was a higher level soulmate to you, okay? This was somebody who was destined to come into your life to teach you lessons and you to teach them lessons. So that's what this is all about. Page of Swords on the other side would say that your intuition was screaming at you that something was going wrong, but you were having a very hard time trusting it because it's not what you wanted. That's not the reality you wanted. So you had a hard time listening to it or trusting it in the recent past, okay? And probably things got a little bit more out of hand than they needed to because you didn't listen to that little voice inside of you. It's like a lesson in life, right? But this is your past anyways. We can't change it because it's already happened. But this, however this played out, is what's affecting the rest of this reading, okay? All right, here we go. Now we're in the current. So currently I have you Page of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and Justice. Page of Pentacles is here because now you are trying to rebuild, okay? Whatever foundation you felt you had built in the past obviously came crumbling down because of the deception that was taking place. So now you're trying to rebuild. Start over from scratch. That's good. Nine of Wands would say that, you know, you've been through a lot. You did make it through. You made it to the other side. So it's like you were in a battle and you won. You made it to the other side of this battle. But you didn't do it unscathed. That's the reason why we have this lack of trust over here. You know, you got bumped up and bruised up in this process. The Justice card is the next card. Justice is your card anyway. So this speaks to you standing in your power to some extent. It also speaks to the fact that the scales will be balanced within whatever this dynamic was up here with this higher level soulmate, that obviously there was a lot of deception there. You know, you don't need to think about it too much because karma will come through. I mean, the scales will be balanced, okay? And I feel as though in this situation, you're definitely on the correct side of karma, so it's not like you are waiting for some sort of a hammer to drop, but the other person involved is, I guess, is what I see there. Okay, that's where you're at currently. So you're trying to rebuild, feeling wounded, waiting for justice. Okay. Now we go into the near future. I've got the Three of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Cups. So, even though I'm sure there have been times in the past month or so when you definitely did not feel as though the Wheel of Fortune was spinning in your favor, it really was, okay? What's been happening was not happening it wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. It's like there were things here that needed to come to the front, and so that you knew what was really going on, and so that you wouldn't be the victim of all this deception, right? So that you could get your footing and move forward. There were people in your life that probably didn't need to be there anymore. They weren't serving you. They were causing you problems or weighing you down. And so this is like Spirit had to shake things up to get you to where you needed to be. That's what's happening there. So in the near future, it's all about you understanding that the Wheel of Fortune was spinning for you, not trying to hurt you. The Three of Wands is you looking towards that future. And with the Eight of Cups, it would appear that there is something here that you are definitely leaving behind. Okay. Whatever it was that was at the center of all this deception, it looks as though it is time to probably put that into your past. And you're not doing it because you no longer have feelings for it. You still have feelings. What you no longer have for it is trust. You have no trust in this thing or this, it feels like a person. You have no trust in this person or the situation that they are in with you. There's just no trust. After that, I have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. So you're figuring out how to walk away from somebody that you still want to collaborate with. Okay? And it's hard because you still have feelings for this person. But how far can you take something when you cannot trust them? I mean, and you really can't trust them. It's like if they say they're going to brush their teeth, you got to double back and check because you're just not sure. Because nothing they say, no matter how minute, do you believe anymore. So that is what the whole issue is that you're dealing with here, okay? This is a test of your discernment for sure, to see if you can figure out which things should be in your life and which ones should no longer be in your life, I think. That's what I think is happening here. What do we have here? I've got the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. You're trying to hang on to this for dear life. You got to get quiet for a minute. Get quiet with yourself for a minute and just sit down and you know, I don't know if you have to make a list. I mean, what are you hanging on to it for? For what? Because you love it? By most people's definitions of love, love doesn't hurt you this way, okay? So it's up to you. I mean, you still have free will. You can do what you want. But please realize nothing here has changed. Nothing. So if you decide to get back on this roller coaster, you will come out to the same end. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing over again. With the Eight of Swords, you're really up in your head, and it's because you believe that this is your Nine of Cups. You think that this is your wish fulfillment. It might have been at one time. I don't know. These are decisions you have to make on your own. I can only tell you what the cards say, but the cards say that this is a test to see if you can figure out which things are good for you and which things are not. Okay, let's see what we got for the days of the week. Monday, I've got the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. You are filled with a sense of loss and regret, and it's over the fact that somebody was juggling you is what it looks like. Somebody was giving to more than one situation. Tuesday, I have the Queen of Cups and the Five of Swords. So even though there's conflict, even though you have no choice but to look at what the reality of the situation is, you're still trying to take this person back, or you're trying to not uphold the boundaries that you have set. You know what I'm saying? Let them walk on you like a doormat is what it looks like. That's what I see. Wednesday, I have the Knight of Cups and the Two of Swords. You want to rush in and save the day. You want to rush in and save this relationship. Okay. There you go. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do. There you go. Thursday, I have the Star card and the Empress. You are the Empress, and you are filled with hope and faith. There you go. I mean, and you can do whatever you want with the hope and faith. And if you choose to reinvest it in this, in my opinion, it is just like walking out and putting it into the trash can, kind of, because this situation is toxic, is what it is. Not only does it hurt you in a sense so that it hurts you because this person, you can't trust them or whatever, but it is eroding at your sense of self-esteem and sense of self-worth. I mean, it's just, what it makes you feel like is like you're not enough, and you are enough. This person has an issue, you know what I'm saying? And it's not one you can fix. But I digress. This is your situation. This is just what I see in the cards right now, so you can do with it as you please, but I would be mindful if I were you and take a minute and try to think it out. Okay, Libra? That's what I have for this week. I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings. No matter what the cards say, make it the best possible week that you can. I will be back on Wednesday with bonus readings. I'm here every morning with the daily energy check-ins. there you go. Hey, I'm somebody who's picked the wrong choice many times, so I'm not judging you on it. I'm just thinking that it looks like a tough way to go. But anyways, have a good one. Take care. Okay.